their fins up, totally up. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. You should read it. It is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So go Ken, 2 laps. And all of us that love fishes.
Say that again.
Brittle star with a swollen belly. And something encrusting the rock to the left of it. And some teeny little sponge, maybe?
Thank you,
well, the sponge,
white blob to the left of the incrustation.
You know what? This is really interesting because that encrusting sponge, Chris, that encrusting sponge, Chris, to me, that looks like it's a demo sponge and not a hexactinellid.
And what is the little white guy?
Yeah, it looks like a demo sponge, but I can't take my eyes off of the brittle star.
I know.
Obviously, just ate a pizza.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
Maybe 50 hard-boiled eggs.
Hey, get it while you can.
And the little teeny thing, little circular white guy.
What is that little thing to the left?
Yeah,
it's a sponge also. It's another sponge. I think it's a sponge also.
I wonder if we can get a closer zoom on it.
Can you zoom in any more video?
I mean, it's beautiful. That little tiny little beautiful sort of purple-y thing.
No, where it falls in.
Come on out.
Yeah, that's the second of these inflated brittle stars that we've seen in the last 20 minutes or so, and I don't recall seeing these before, unless, as Chris suggested, that it's eaten, and the only reason we don't recognize them is because that disc is inflated so much.
Roger. All right.
You can see that type of inflation in sea stars, and we've already seen that before on some of our cruises, but I have to admit it's the first time I've ever seen anything like this in a brittle star.
Right, I agree with you, Chris. Not uncommon to see that in sea stars, and I don't believe I've seen Ophiuroids, brittle stars, get quite so inflated, at least not from eating.
So we only have a moment here, and then I gotta move.
Got it.
Unless we stop the ship.
We have about a minute before Sirius moves, I believe.
Hey, come on up, video.
And the ship move is almost finished, so stopping wouldn't really help.
What speed was that at?
Decimal 2.
Decimal 2, okay.
Yeah, as we go up this slope, the angular rocks that you're looking at sure look like they are columnar jointed fragments. Some of them broken free, but so many of them appear to be cemented to the underlying material that it may be hard to get a rock. Some of these joints look like they're facing right out of the seafloor at us. So the joint pattern is diving into the slope. I would hope that the rocks on the right-hand side of the screen right now might be loose, but everything that we've tried to move has been stuck. So if this exposure has been sitting out here exposed for a long time and manganese crust has grown over the rock surfaces, anything that had been loose on the surface will be basically glued.
Yeah. You might be able to get it, I don't think.
Surely, I think we missed something biologically, just straight down.
Possibly.
Okay.
Okay, we might, we probably passed
in the
over
Sirius
it.
view.
Oh, yeah.
Right
yeah,
above
check that
the
one
ROV.
out.
You can try to zoom video on Sirius.
We're zoomed on Sirius, but
we're
fish, of course.
bouncing.
Yeah, well, Sirius is
yeah,
moving.
right. Yeah. Kind of hard to do.
Okay.
We're still moving, but I mean, I can poke stuff.
So Patty is talking to the pilot right now. We're going to try and see if we can get a rock before we leave bottom.
Keep them. Just gonna dust everything now.
All right.
Yep. You think one of these might be loose? The lasers. Yeah.
Lasers?
The ship has stopped.
There's
Material
sort of
still
a
has
round
32 meters.
Yep. We're still moving.
right in the middle of the top of the screen.
Oh, it feels good, Shirley. Oh, she's scratching my back. Oh, yes.
Per. Yeah, anything that we pick up here is going to be characteristic of this entire slope.
Let's hope we can get something that's loose enough to pick up.
Oh,
That would
yeah,
be really
I know.
nice.
It might
That'd
be
cool.
hard to do. There's so much cementation by looks like manganese crust. And of course, it's a little hard for the pilot to see in our dust cloud.
My own fault.
No, that's all right. No problem, Josh.
So that's in there hard.
Yeah, they're all hard, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
Well, we're learning
interesting.
something.
Really
Yep.
interesting.
Okay, so maybe we can go further up and find a fresh outcrop that has dropped more recently.
And get out of this dust.
Yeah, for sure. Not good for taking
Okay.
beautiful biology
Turn on
pictures
hydraulics.
No.
with dust clouds.
Okay, do you guys have any, I mean, think about how we can improve sampling on
Go ahead,
Am I in
sir.
video?
this,
A little
The
faster.
ship,
and
I mean-
just sort of floating.
Off bottom
Yeah.
time.
you know, I'm
is,
thinking, how can we capture
315
the
UTC,
sediment
7
coming
minutes.
up? I mean, I just want a
do that.
scooper. I mean, how can we do that? Think about that.
Oh, yeah, we've been
Okay.
thinking about that a lot.
Hey, Paula, this is Casey. That may be a more appropriate conversation to have offline when we
Come
can
on
really
in,
get
video.
the right folks on the line to discuss sampling protocols with the broader science community versus
Focus on
in the
that.
middle of the dive when
Absolutely,
we're
but-
focused
but
on
while we're watching
documenting
it,
observations.
While we're watching it in real time, absolutely. That's the time to think about it. Yeah, offline, absolutely. But real
Thank you
time,
very much, Paula.
Think about it. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a little worm.
Oh, look at that. Look how cool that is.
Some kind of worm?
Yeah.
All
Just
right.
goes to show you that,
Yeah,
well, and this is like
It's always amazing.
No.
Alright, I gotta push out.
Okay.
Come on out, video.
Gotta
Yep, come on
start
out.
getting ready to go in about 5 minutes.
Roger,
I need
copy.
to find a rock.
Oh, that one, that big one would be real nice. That's a beautiful.
It looks like
beautifully
something from
jointed.
the petrified forest.
It does. Yeah, you're right.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those little white dots. What are those little white dots up
White
at
dots.
1 o'clock?
Oh, I see.
I'm not seeing anything that looks loose.
Oh no.
No,
oh,
I'm
no.
not either. Shirley's talking about the
Oh, I'm
little.
not talking. I'm
upper
talking biology.
right
What is that
corner.
white?
Yeah,
Is that
we're
white?
gonna
Is
look at that.
that.
We're gonna go look at that.
Is that?
This guy?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Come
Yeah,
on
just-
in, video.
just above your lasers.
Before
Yep.
I kick up more dust.
Oh,
What is the depth?
we're at 2235.
No
Come on
idea.
in.
Oh, to the left. Shirley, I think
No,
there's
no, no,
that,
they're all the way
that-
in.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
looks like a
material
shell.
sediment?
But to the left of the
Actually
screen,
went
there's
deeper
a
than I thought we
sponge
were
on
gonna
a stalk.
So that's another minute
I
lost.
think. Nope,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no.
No, it's
Okay,
just more
that's
of the
good,
hairy
Josh.
stuff.
Come on out, video.
That's good, Josh. Thanks.
My gosh.
Okay, and as we go upslope, looking for rock,
The
I
shrimp.
doubt we'll find one.
The shrimp. No.
Now this is a sediment layered just like the previous one we saw way down the slope.
Coming
And
up,
these
you get
rocks
kinda
are
close to
much
that
more
wall.
massive.
Let's get the fish as I come along. Go ahead and quick video. Quick.
Oh, Bruce,
Go
come
tight.
back to the phone. What is this fish? Bruce Mundy at
And I
the...
still have the lag.
There we
Haven't
are.
hit it yet.
Okay, well, you will. It's rather small. Looks Cuskeel-ish. I don't know for sure.
Rat tail.
All right, I gotta go. Pushing up.
Okay. Coming up.
This looks like a cusk eel on the
Okay.
family Ophidiidae. We've been seeing these before. From the shape of the head, which I think is slightly concave, and the shape of the gill cover, which has a sort of divided operculum at the top, I think this is in the genus Basogygus. I'll type that in. So we've been seeing these off and on the various dives. They're not uncommon at these depths. There are two described species. One of them was only known from one specimen taken off Guam, described recently. It has a distinctive lateral line morphology. We filmed one of those over in the Hawaiian Islands for the second known record. So a cusk eel in the genus Basogygus.
1 or 2 more minutes.
Okay, we are in a very different surface now.
Bridge,
There's
are
no
we
more
now?
columnar jointing. There is
Hi, I
a
have
streak
a
down
note
the
here
slope.
Yeah, like kind of what we saw
Yeah,
before.
right?
Start hauling in,
So
you can,
I'm
let
guessing
engineering
this
know.
is still hard, massive material.
No problem.
Oh, it's something, some biology,
there's a
right,
bio.
on the other
This is going to be
left
our
side.
last zoom. We're going to have to
The
leave
lower
it
Up
guy
the
or
top,
the
upper,
top guy?
top.
Yeah, the white.
Really, is this white colored
What is that?
sediment?
Come on in, video.
Yeah, yes.
It's very pale.
Oh, look at that.
Boy, that's pretty.
Okay,
Right.
it's a crinoid, right? Yeah.
Crinoids on
And
something,
what
or is
depth
this
are you?
a crinoid, very long-stemmed crinoid?
Looks like it.
Okay.
Looks like it. Looks like a crinoid on a crinoid.
It does. It does exactly look like that.
Yeah.
And
With hydroids.
oh, there's a snail on the top.
Maybe.
Is that a snail? Looks like a
Yeah,
curved.
sure
it
does
is a
look like it.
snail.
You have a
Two snails.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
You have a comatuloid crinoid on a stocked crinoid. So the stocked crinoid is called the sea lily, and then you have the non-stocked one that has swum up and is attached to it partway
Video,
down.
are we on
So
full zoom
two different
for the
species
serial
together of
sleuth?
crinoid.
Okay, is it possible to get a sample of the sediment?
No, it's not. We can't get sediment samples. We only have the claw.
Full wide.
Okay, roger that.
Can you just beam up a little bit from the sediment, just like?
Well, right now we're documenting the crinoid, and it's commensal
Right.
crinoid
After
and the
this one,
hydroids
we're
on the
happy with it.
stem.
We should start getting set up for ascent.
I bet Allison Miller's going to enjoy this.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So the sediment is not bacterial covered. Is that
Any more
correct?
Zoom video?
Not
Could
very
be.
much.
Document that?
Could be.
All right, watch lead.
Go ahead, pilot.
How's that for a zoom?
I think
No,
that
it
was
doesn't-
a
it doesn't-
good
no.
zoom on the
No,
sediment.
no, no.
Yep.
Okay.
We've been seeing very sort of hairy surfaces on a lot of the rocks. That,
Actually, on a lot of the dives.
Almost all of them, in fact. Every time we zoom in on a rock, it's covered with these
Time to go.
All right.
Okay.
centimeter
Coming
or
out
less
video.
little hairs. And this particular surface is also covered with a dusting of sediment,
Oh,
as well as that material.
Not quite sure what we want to do for.
So we've just come
I
up
can't hear you. You gotta
off of
give
a,
mic
All right,
right now.
I'm not sure exactly what we want to do for
rather
cover here.
high
So
sequence
our
of
current heading
columnar
kind of
jointed
across a
material
little
is
bit upwards.
probably
God,
basaltic.
this
Good
is
for
unbelievable.
wind
This is
guessing.
currents.
unbelievable. I've never
But
seen
that is
anything like
And
this.
we see
However, once we
massive
hit
rocks in
100
front of
meters,
us right
we've cleared
now.
everything.
Oh, my goodness.
Ever.
So we
Ever.
Do we
don't
have
want
an
to do that
outcrop?
anyways.
Ever. I don't know if
We
anyone
do.
else has
You
on
need
this
to turn
dive.
the starboard
This is
gun.
unbelievable.
and
Okay,
you
we
should
have
turn to port.
a beautiful outcrop
Go ahead and
looking
start that.
at this material that
Right
we're
now.
rising up. very, very dark.
We are at 2,212 feet.
And
Our
there's another Holothurian.
spectacular
I think let's plan on
ROV
current heading,
crew
and,
is just getting set up
we'll
with
be clear of
the
all of this in 300
bridge
meters.
to
Recover.
begin their ascent back to the surface.
Look how steep this is.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
This is
Look at
70,
that.
75 degrees slope.
Yeah, you can
And
go
this
pretty
is
quick
this
with
is
that
what
turn.
we had predicted
Okay.
from the
Coming
bathymetry
around.
that we would see toward the top of the scarp.
What is it? That's what we need to know.
Wish we
You
did.
know, this is strangely reminiscent of fluted carbonate.
Okay.
Kind of like some of those dives off of San
course it
Salvador,
is.
right,
Alright.
Don?
I see.
Yeah.
Right now,
I don't know what it is.
pushing us into the.
Another wild and crazy guess.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Come up slowly.
We need to know what it is. So we need to get a sample
Okay.
Stretched out.
All right.
somehow.
Still showing about 30 meters
Well, we
away
would,
from the wall for
I'd
serious.
like to
Yeah.
thank everybody
So
who's been watching
Vinny
with
is,
us,
gonna
and very
head down and
shortly we
watch
will
the-
have our
the winch
post-dive
for
We'll
this.
have
Should
our
we send
we'll have our
somebody
Summary.
dive
with the
and we'll have our
headset?
dive. We're gonna have a dive
and,
planning call
and
for
a dive
tomorrow's
planning
dive.
call
So
right away. So
Yep.
don't leave your
don't
seats,
leave.
folks.
So
Yeah.
we've
Stay
been
I
tuned.
guess
so
you
for
won't
those
get
of you
into
at
it without
home,
talking to
thanks
us.
very much for
So
joining us
we
on
could
our
be
dive.
Heading slightly more to
We
starboard.
were
Don.
we've been diving on a place called Explorer
You're
Ridge
tugging
Deep.
right now.
We started out at about
Okay.
2,600 meters, something like that.
2588 or so.
Yep, and
then
we ended up at
made it
about
up at 2205.
2205.
Got
Yep,
about halfway up.
Yeah, not as far up as a little bit more than half, maybe.
Mm.
Anyway, tomorrow we're going to be diving
How's
on
There you
a
go.
very close,
See you back there.
close to us,
Bridge, ROV
close
Yep.
to this ridge.
Another
calling
part
it
of-
Explorer Ridge Shallow.
Right.
So we'll be getting to some
We're about to
shallower
start up.
areas and moving
Did
up.
you make
I think from
contact
about
with,
maybe
your engineer?
1,900 meters to about 1,500. We've seen some interesting geology
We
today.
will
Lots
see.
of different transitions
True.
That
from
we can
one
start
type.
Wonderful biology.
Yeah, some
Say again, John?
really
We can start
interesting
coming out.
biology.
Okay, roger that.
Never before seen
All
a
right.
Yeah,
live fish.
quite a few things.
Yeah,
Sure.
some
We'll call
really
it
interesting
our, full
associations
speed
as
there,
Been
well.
able to identify,
Yeah.
right.
31 or 32
So,
or
thank you
30.
very much for
30?
all of you at
Roger that.
home
Slowly
who have
wrapping up
been
here.
joining us
Okay.
as we've explored this particular area
Yep. So we're
of
just going to
the
ascend
Mariana
here,
Trench,
Nav,
and we
until
hope
we
that you will join us
get on top
again
of the
tomorrow.
bathymetry.
We
Yes,
have
I
another
agree.
exciting dive planned for
Hold
tomorrow.
position.
And for our shore-based science team,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned. We're going to have, we will be having our dive planning call for tomorrow's dive in about
Immediately.
5 minutes from now, just 5 minutes from now. So,
Give you a quick
Shirley
break.
Pomponi signing off,
And
my
Patty Fryer signing off.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Yep.
And we're about 2